On today's MMA T Company Fighter Spotlight Fight Preview, we have Pierre Ba. Pierre is fighting on Ohio Combat League 11. That is going to be on March 6th, and he'll be facing Chris Porter. That'll be a featherweight fight. Pierre, how is it going leading into, I think, one of your first featherweight fights?
It's going pretty good. This is not my first featherweight fight. I've had plenty. Last time, my first fight actually was at featherweight. So
Okay.
I probably had about two or three featherweight fights, and then I went down to bantamweight because everybody was too big. But since since coming down from COVID, and then this was a 145 title opportunity, I decided to take it. Why not? And plus, my opponent he's game and he's pretty experienced.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm going down through your record. You seem to pretty much fight, you know, guys who are like that game opponent, guys with good experience. Never really had an easy fight, even from the onset of your amateur career, bouncing between 145, 135. Are you just kind of the guy that says to the promoter, put them in front of me, and I'll show up in the cage and make weight?
Something like that. My mentality is no more easy fights.
Mhm.
So when I step in there, I want to face the best. I want to fight the best. That's why beginning of my MMA career, I started. Hey, let me get somebody that'll be able to test me, and then
Mhm.
from going on, it was just moving up and up.
And with that, that mentality of no easy fights, is that to prepare yourself for the professional ranks? Is that to test yourself personally? Where does that come from?
A little bit of both. I want to be able to test myself, and then also I want to be able to prepare for the professional league. So at the end of the day, if it's okay to fight people that you're better than just
Mhm.
to up your skills. But as far as a confidence perspective, I want to be able to say, hey, if I could do this to you, I can do this to this next person, and I can do this to the next person after.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it does also build your confidence when you're not, going in there against a can or somebody who, a promoter might be setting you up, hoping that you're going to beat them, anything like that. When you can go in there and confidently say, this guy that I'm fighting, he's a game opponent, he's good. I think it does, really great things for, your confidence as a fighter.
Yeah, that's definitely correct, and I believe it also opens up your arsenal a bit
Mhm.
more. If you're facing somebody that you know you're better than, you're sticking to the same three moves. But then if you're facing somebody that has the ability to also beat you, then now you have to, think outside the box.
Mhm.
You have to be able to cut more angles. You have to be able to, get some more feints in, try the head kick, try moves that you've never even tried with against somebody that you're better than.
Yeah, and that is kind of something that you see a lot on the amateur ranks is somebody who may be a good wrestler, right? They fight people that they may be better than, and they just use their wrestling the whole time until they get to that person who has that ability to nullify their wrestling. So in the same sense, you also want to test your bag of tricks outside your strong two or three things that are confident in and day out in the gym and then in the cage as well.
Yeah, correct. My teammates emphasizes that a lot. So especially, Mike, one of my other teammates, Mike Phillips and Ryan Parker, whenever we get in there, we just grind it out and we put ourselves in different predicaments. Because at the end of the day, my teammate Mike Phillips, he's also fighting March 13th, but he has that wrestling mentality. But he comes in there saying, "Hey, I might face somebody that's better than me in wrestling," or so now I need to up my striking. Especially Ryan Parker also, since he's in the professional league, everybody's up there at that top tier wrestling, top tier jiu-jitsu. So you have to be well rounded and everything.
Absolutely. And speaking of your team, you mentioned that Ryan and Mike, they're both fighting soon. Ryan on your card, I guess Mike the week after. Is there a certain buzz around your camp, around your gym when guys are preparing for fights that there's, it just feels different when you walk in knowing that, everybody's got this common goal to help, you three or four, whoever else is getting ready for fights in the gym over a certain period of time?
Yeah, it's fight time when the training intensity picks up. So we train at the UFC gym in Virginia Beach. So I have teammates like Mike Phillips, Reba, Dimitri. They're all fighting also the week after. And once the staff of UFC Virginia Beach, they know that, they say, hey, it's time to pick it up. So they have the extreme duck classes during, especially when we have our kickboxing classes. It's everything is picked up. The kickboxing coach, the Muay Thai coach there, Josh, he knows, hey, it's time to get shit happen. So let's pick it up.
And being that it's everything's picked up, it's a really exciting feeling around your gym when everybody kind of knows, right? We're getting ready. It's time to go. Now you mentioned, Ryan and Mike are both also fighting in close proximity to your fight, and you're getting ready with them. Have you had fights where it's just you, right, getting ready for a fight, and you're the only one really in camp that's training for a fight? And if you have, which one do you prefer?
I prefer getting ready. I prefer fighting alongside my teammates because it just builds a more it boosts morale.
Mhm.
When you see your teammate winning, and especially, hey, let's get it. He got knocked out. Now it's my turn to knock this guy out. Or sometimes we go in there 1-2, but sometimes whenever they lose, it drives you to fight better whenever it's your turn. So I prefer fighting with teammates. But in the case that I do have to fight by myself, I at the end of the day, it's an individual sport. So I need to make sure I do in there, do my job, and then get out.
And that's, it's one thing as a fighter's aspect, right? Of I like training with my teammates. I like going in there, everybody kind of, at weigh-ins together, all those things. How do your coaches handle it? Do they like having multiple people on the card, or is that something that they get more nervous the more people that are there?
Uh, they I feel like they thrive off of having multiple people there for the simple fact that, hey, we're here to push our team up. We're here to get in there and take over. Coach X, especially, he's a very competitive coach. So whenever he gets in there, he wants to be able to, hey, when we go in there, I want a whole army in there.
Mhm.
So we get in and we get out.
And that's kind of the fun part of having multiple people on a fight card is coaches, their heads are probably spinning the whole time, right? Like he's getting
Yeah.
somebody ready, somebody else is getting their hands wrapped, he's making sure your warm-up's going okay, then he's walking one person out, the other person's still in the back. um, and all that is kind of a very hectic time. Now while you're back there, are you relaxed, are you nervous, what's your mentality in the back before fights?
Uh, I'm usually I'm usually calm until it's time for me to walk out.
Mhm.
So what I usually do is I have to make my rounds. I have to walk around, look at the fans, say hi before, I get in there and start fighting because it just puts me at ease. But at the end of the day, I have my other teammates too. So I'm with them. We start talking. We're focused at the same time. So whenever we get in there, it's it's a little bit of nervousness until you get hit, and then you realize, okay, now it's time to
Mhm.
now it's time to go. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I'm usually calm. The week before, I'm always calm. I'm doing my everyday tasks, playing the game, going to work, making sure I train because I know that I've prepared for this. So I'm more than comfortable.
And it's funny talking to each individual fighter. Some people have in the back they have to have somebody specific with them back there, or they have to do a certain ritual, or they have to listen to a certain playlist or anything like that. Do you have any like go-to superstitions that you use backstage?
Uh, I usually I usually have to walk around the inside the building. I have
Mhm.
to, go upstairs, make sure I go to the bathroom, and I have to go say hi to my fans, walk around the cage. Even when there's fights going on, I just can't sit down and just, I have to walk around. So that's my ritual. Um, we have other teammates like for example, we're going back to Ryan Parker. He likes to eat his grapes. He has to have his grapes. Going back to Mike Phillips, he always brings his red headphones, and he makes sure he has to run back and forth and then listen to the music that he likes. And then we have other people uh, who just who just likes to sit down and relax.
Yeah, it's every fighter literally has a such a different personality. It's fun to just be in the back and kind of see different things that are going on.
Yeah.
And then when they when they call you to the on deck circle, right? You're getting ready to go. Do you have one specific song you always walk out to? Do you pick a different song for each fight? How does your song walkout song get chosen?
It depends. If I lose to a song that I walk out with, I have to listen to it again because I need to get a dub with that song. But I usually try to listen to different songs that's usually not out there that nobody knows.
Mhm.
So when they do look at it, it's like, oh, what song is this? So that's me. Um, what else? What else? If like I said, if I find a song catchy, I'll probably walk out to it again. I've walked out multiple songs. I've walked out multiple times to the same songs.
And do you choose it like weeks before, days before, that day? When do you usually choose what song you're gonna walk out to?
Usually after a fight. So
Oh,
after
okay.
yeah, so after my first fight, not after my first fight, but after the fight is over, I go home. You know, I collect myself. I think about, dang, I just fought, but now I start thinking about, okay, this is gonna be my next song for my next walkout.
So you're right back on the horse right after that fight ends.
Of course, yeah, because the song that I listen to that I walk out to is gonna be the song that I'm gonna listen to the most because I
Mhm,
needed to motivate me. I needed to drive me to walk in that cage and perform.
mhm. And then while you're listening to it too, do you visualize the walkout? Do you visualize the actual fight taking place? Where are you mentally while you're playing that song on repeat? Because different people have different, ways that they go about that.
I'm usually more so kind of zoned out.
Mhm.
I'm not thinking about the fight. I'm not
Okay.
thinking about the walkout. I'm more so thinking about the lyrics that the guys say, and then I'm thinking I'm also thinking about the future. Saying, for example, if I listen to "Run This Town," I'm not thinking about the "Run This Town" by Rihanna. Uh, when I'm not thinking about walking out, but I'm thinking about the future. Me and my squad all have champion belts, so and then we taking over. Whenever I listen to something like "Run the Jewels," uh, I just think about, okay, it's just me relaxing in the yacht or something like that. So I just think about what the lyrics says, and I put an image to that. But as far as the fight goes, no, I don't think about the fight. The only time I think about the fight is when I'm shadow boxing or when I guess dreaming or something.
So even though you're not probably thinking about the fight specifically right now, I do want to talk to you about your opponent.
Okay.
You know, tough guy, 4-1, Chris Porter, and you said this is for the 145-pound belt. So what do you know about Chris? What do you think his game plan is going to be coming out? And then what's your plan going into this fight?
Uh, as far as game planning wise, I'm prepared to take it wherever the fight is going to take me. As far as Christian Porter, I know that he's good at jiu-jitsu. He's a pretty decent striker. He has a good check hook. So we we've been game planning on that. He's gonna be the taller opponent. So I have to get in and trying to get in inside, cut angles. And then if it goes to the ground, I feel confident that I'm more than ready to take it to the ground too. So the game plan is basically pick them apart from afar, get inside when needed to. If a takedown comes, take it. If a submission arrives, take that submission to it. And if I see a knockout, go ahead and capitalize on that.
Awesome, man. We're looking forward to seeing you and Ryan fight on this fight card. um, kind of seizing the opportunity, like you said. Enjoy your weight cut. Enjoy the trip to Ohio. We'll be looking forward to it, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you very much. The best part about this fight is I don't have to cut that much weight. So go me.
Go you! Yeah, that's right. That's always a good day. Um, awesome. Well, good luck, and we'll catch you on the other side.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Pierre.
All righty.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.